Hello and welcome to the first Java Edition snapshot review of the Caves and Cliffs update. This is snapshot 20W45A, that is the first snapshot of the 45th week of 2020. This is going to become a mouthful. There is certainly no shortage of features in this snapshot, and we're going to get through all of them. The majority of them are features which they mentioned during Minecon Live. However, there is some new ones, some very interesting ones, and some ones you definitely won't want to miss. Starting these off, we have all of these blocks, which are all to do with the Amethyst clusters, which you'll be able to find throughout the overworld. These will spawn naturally everywhere. They make beautiful noises when you place them and when you walk on them. And these things will naturally grow on them. Small amethyst bud, medium amethyst bud, large amethyst bud, and amethyst cluster. And when you break an amethyst cluster, you will get 4 amethyst shards. Surrounding these clusters, there is this material called tuff, and this material known as calcite. They spawn naturally everywhere in the world, so if you head underground and just start mining, chances are you will eventually find one. Although they're sometimes very difficult to come across. Not too difficult for us to find, luckily. Oh no, I broke it. And that's because you need to break these big ones in order to get the shards. And here's some calcite with some tuff on the outside. What can you do with these amethyst crystals, do I hear you ask? Well, you see, we have the spyglass and what's known as tinted glass. The spyglass is one of the most interesting items added to Minecraft for a long time because, well, it's a telescope. You can zoom in on anything. It's optifying, but cheap. It's a very difficult sensation to get used to be honest. Looking down this tiny little circle at something that's rather far away, but now it's extremely up close. Very strange. Wonderful textures. Tinted glass is another very interesting block. It's glass which you can see through, but it doesn't actually let any light in. If I make a small shack made entirely out of this tinted glass, what you would expect is for it to be very light because it's made of glass and glass lets light through, but that is not the case. It is very dark in here, so dark that mobs can spawn, and that is because the tinted glass does not let any light in. I'll keep the spyglass on me because when you do it in third person mode it looks funny. Another item they showcased in the Minecon Live livestream is this thing which I'm holding right here, which is a bundle. They can hold up to a stack of items. Right click and they're in there. However, they can only hold 1 stack of items, so although they can hold multiple different types of item, they can only hold up to what's the equivalent of a stack. So in here you can see we've got 32 crimson planks, 16 warped planks, and 16 acacia logs, and that adds up to a stack in total. It can only hold 1 non-stackable item. That's it. So I right click, and this is now full. I can't put any more items in there. An item they showed at Minecon Live but didn't actually directly address is the candle. A very interesting looking building block that is a brand new light source to the game, and it works the same way as sea pickles, wherein you can place 4 on 1 block like that. And say you grabbed yourself a cake, you can place 1 on top of a cake as well. Unfortunately you can't place any more, otherwise you just eat the cake. Greedy bugger. So just grab a flint and steel and light it, and then you can wish your friends a happy birthday in Minecraft. They're waterloggable too, but you can't light them underwater. I'm not surprised, to be honest. We know that these candles will naturally spawn in the deep dark cave biome, which they are yet to add, but they certainly will at some point in the future. Oh yeah, and lava can be placed in cauldrons now. The copper ore has come to Minecraft. It can be found in currently blobs throughout the world, just like this blob of coal, but eventually they'll make it so that there'll be a vein, and you have to deliberately dig around the area to find all of the copper, rather than it being just all connected, you know. Slug this baby in a furnace, and you get yourself a copper ingot. And of course, the ingots can be made into copper blocks, which look very cool by themselves, and then you have waxed copper, cut copper, waxed cut copper, all of the slabs and stairs of these variants too, and also an interesting mechanic which is new to Minecraft. It's history. So copper can actually add history to your world. Another thing they showed off in the Minecraft on Earth livestream is the fact that copper blocks age. So eventually, over a long time, your copper blocks will appear as weathered copper. They turn an amazing blue colour, and of course, there is all the blocks in between. For example, this texture, I absolutely adore this. You might be wondering why these two haven't changed, and that's because these are waxed copper blocks. You can wax copper blocks at any stage of the oxidation process. So say you wanted your copper blocks to look like this all the time and not fully age. All you do is pop it in a crafting table with some honeycomb and you get waxed semi-weathered copper. And this means that it can no longer oxidize and it'll just stay exactly as it is for the rest of its life. There's one other feature they added in the snapshot which I think may actually change the course of Minecraft forever. It's such a major feature that I have to show it off in its own segment. It's just so huge. You can now place rails underwater. But that's not even the best part. The best part is that minecarts now work underwater. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully you have now learned a little bit about what's coming in the 1.17 update. I'll be covering the new snapshots as they come out every single week from now on. So keep a lookout for those and I'll see you in another video sometime soon. Goodbye.